Hey there everyone, I'm Marc Alcubé, the host of Expat Expert podcast, and this video is extracted out of a longer interview that I had with Emma Barbalukas, an American pole dancer and journalist who has Greek roots and came back to Greece to reconnect with them.
I brought a friend with me and we took the class, and then I was like, I really love this. I got really hooked on it and I just kept going. So I had a dance background, like I just mentioned. So it was really nice for me because I had done ballet until I was about 16 or 17. And then I hadn't danced, between then and when I was in school. So it was nice for me to find another dance outlet.
Come back.
In a very different way. So I don't know, I got super into it. I got good enough to start teaching at the studio that I was going to. I did a certification program through there. And then I started teaching in other studios, competed a little bit. I started performing. Me and my friends in New York, we started this, it's kind of we call it an open mic night for pole dancers. It's called Pole Play New York. It's been running for 7 or 8 years now. It's one of the multi-year running shows for pole in New York. So if you're in the New York pole scene, you know it. So very heavily involved until I moved here.
Nice. So this project that you built, it was more like a kind of show, or it was a way of getting people to also try it out,
So it's both. So the thing about pole dancing in New York at the time was that if you were not a professional pole dancer, like hardcore competing and getting gigs and performing in that kind of way, the only space that you really had to perform and even just for your friends to come watch was in a studio space. So you're in a dance studio, and it's like you're watching a recital, right? Which is nice. There's nothing wrong with recitals, right? They're nice, but it's a different vibe. What we wanted to do, and this was originally my friend Gab's, her bright idea, and then she brought me and 2 other friends into it. She was like, I want to put on a show that anyone can dance in. You don't need to be a professional. You don't need to be amazing. It's literally open to anybody who signs up. But we want it to be in a bar or a club. So it's in a much different environment than a studio. So that was the big idea. We started holding it at a club in New York. It was really popular there for a few years, and we changed venues. Still popular. We had to stop it a little bit during COVID. But that's how it is. Now it's really well known in the pole scene. So people know to go and sign up for it. And it's really fun. Afterward, we have an open pole jam. So anyone that wants to get on the pole can get on the pole. Isn't
that extremely dangerous? I don't know.
No, because people have survival instincts. No one gets on the pole. First of all, people think it's going to be dangerous, but once you get on a pole, you realize you don't know what you're doing. You don't know even how to be dangerous because you don't know how to climb. You don't know how to create momentum.
The good part is that normally you start from the floor. They don't hang you up there. I suppose.
How are you going to get up there? You don't know how to get up there.
Like a monkey?
Yeah, it doesn't work. Actually, men always want to climb up there like a monkey, and that's not how you can climb. Yeah, you can't do it. So, but it's really fun, and the sort of pride and joy of all that for us is on the one hand, it's a really great space for pole dancers. On the other hand, we get the feedback from the audience all the time that they're the space, the atmosphere that you've created is amazing. It's so supportive. People are so happy to be there. It's very open. It's just the vibes and the feels are really, really fun and really, really awesome. So we're very proud of that show, the 4 of us.
So Janine Butterfly as a name.
Yeah.
Is that her real name or it's an artistic name? It's just is it common to put names to your artistic, being a pole dancer and or it was more a hiding thing at some point?
I think her real first name is Janine. Butterfly is definitely not her real last name. I don't know what her real last name is actually. It really depends. A lot of people in the pole dancing world have stage names because a lot of people don't want to be this is my first and last name, have it be on the internet, and if they work a corporate job, if they have a conservative family, all the different reasons. Yeah. But there are also there's plenty of professionals I know that just go by their first and last names, and
So I suppose it's a little bit how concerned about your circles or how your circles are and how accepting around it. Because at the end, I suppose there is a lot of taboo around it. It's still very much linked mentally to, especially for conservative people and people who doesn't understand it as a form of art, but more like in a strip club or like a, I don't know, a sexual dance in that sense. No, I suppose it's still there, this whole mentality.
100%. And to be fair, like at least in the United States, like those lines are, it's a very controversial issue in the pole community because you can't get around the fact that pole dancing started from strip clubs. Although there are people in the States and elsewhere that, because of the taboo, they really don't want to be associated with that. So they've tried to create this kind of like alternate history where they're like, actually pole dance comes from the Indian pole dancing macabre, which is like this big wooden pole that like, it's like really unrelated.
If you liked this short video out of the full episode, you can find the link to it around here and in the description below. Of course, if you are also interested in checking out other episodes, please subscribe and like.